Shaka made some bold predictions, and there may have been some bets that went on off camera that we're going to get to a little later on. But speaking of predictions, why don't we get to them now? Because, you know, we love some early predictions. We already saw what our Frank LeBeuf had to say, but we're going to start off with our Luis Garcia. Luis, let's have a look at what you're predicting for this upcoming Premier League season. You have Arsenal repeating as champions. No surprise, you have Liverpool coming in second place. Shock. Chelsea at third. City fourth, Manchester United at fifth, shame on you, and Aston Villa at sixth. Your top scorer is going to be Erling Haaland, and your player of the year is Florian Wirtz. Luis?
Yeah, I know. Let's forget about the picture that we are watching on the screen at the moment. Let's focus on the
we love it.
On the reality of my goals. Listen, I know. I think the Arsenal, of course, is going to be right there, being big favorites in the beginning of the season. And the difference between the rest of the teams is it doesn't make any difference for me, because I can put right there Manchester City at the second place. I can put even Chelsea and the second place, maybe if they start well the season. But why not Liverpool? I think Iraola have been proven, and I've been following him for quite a long period since he was in Spain and later on there in the Premier League, that he was needed something different, something with talent, with a lot of players who can be mixed, or a lot of players who can understand his way, understanding of football. And I think that Liverpool has got enough talent and enough squad to compete. Maybe a little bit shorter to compete to be at the top, but yeah, of course, to be on the top three in the Premier League. So yeah, my bold prediction is Liverpool stay second, Manchester City to be fourth, I think I put it. And Chelsea, I still believe in the Xabi Alonso is going to bring something special to Chelsea. I think when I saw Chelsea in the beginning of the season on the Club World Cup, I enjoyed what I saw. The rest of the season was totally different of the first thought. But right now, I have the opportunity of playing with my team, JDT, here in Malaysia against them the other day. And they look good, they look strong, they know how to play the ball, and they were missing so many talented players. So, yeah, I think that they could do a good job this year in the Premier League, and I'm going to give the confidence.
Yeah, this is probably the most positive anyone on our panel has ever been about Chelsea in a long time heading into a new season. All right, well, we asked our Don Hutchison as well to give us his very early Premier League predictions. First of all, ignore his jacket. I don't know what he was trying there. It's giving
it's kind of hard to ignore, to be fair.
But anyways, Don's saying Arsenal to repeat as champions as well. Runner-up Chelsea, then Manchester City third, fourth Liverpool, fifth United, and sixth Aston Villa. He also says, like Luis, Erling Haaland will be the top scorer. And Don, Florian Wirtz as well for your player of the year. You and Luis are drinking that Merseyside river water.
No. I've watched a lot of Iraola's work, and I've seen the job that he's done with Junior Krupi, with Justin Kluivert. I think Florian Wirtz, I've watched him in pre-season. He looks physically strong. I'm like Luis. I'm looking at Chelsea thinking one game a week, no European football. You think João Pedro, Morgan Rogers, Cole Palmer, Estevao. You think that team could be pretty special. And I actually think they'll all contend very early on. And we're not going to see Arsenal run away with it early on. It'll be quite tight between 4 or 5 sides. And I think Arsenal will sort of distance themselves after Christmas. But there's no reason to think Haaland, you would imagine everyone will have Haaland as the top scorer. Listen, you can go down a different route if you like. You could say someone like Gabriel might be player of the year because he's so important. But I'm like Luis, I think this year, after a poor season from Florian Wirtz last season, I think this is a season where he comes good.
All right, well, look at the odds for the player of the year, Erling Haaland. They're definitely favorites. Not too far behind, though, my boy Bruno Fernandes. Shaq?
Well, no.
But what about Wirtz? You see him?
I can't see Wirtz, but I can't see Wirtz being player of the year if he's anything like the Leverkusen Wirtz.
Yeah.
What we saw of him last season with Liverpool simply was not good enough. There were flashes of it, but they were far too inconsistent and almost never seemed to put two good performances together back to back. But we know he's a talented footballer. We'll give him last year as that settling in year. A lot is expected of him in a Liverpool shirt this time around. Similarly with Isak, who outstanding for Newcastle, bad injury last season, but even before that didn't offer an awful lot in that regard.
Will the change of manager be the difference this season, as Luis and Don have both kind of hinted to?
It can be. A new manager kind of brings in a fresh slate for everybody. And you look at a talent like Wirtz, you want to build your side around a Florian Wirtz. New manager, no more Mo Salah. With the greatest of respect, when you have a Mo Salah in your team, you build around Mo Salah. And maybe that cost Florian Wirtz, maybe that cost others in the red of Liverpool. But now that Mo Salah has moved on, new manager coming in, there's a blank slate throughout, and Iraola can build around whoever he chooses. And maybe it's that Florian Wirtz, maybe it's Leverkusen Florian Wirtz, that he doesn't get the best out of him as a player.
I don't know how everybody got so positive about this. Don, I don't know what you and Luis have literally said about Florian. We shouldn't get Stevie on because Stevie, I feel like, would have more of a level head. But how did you guys convince Shaka to be so positive after what was one of Liverpool's biggest, I guess we could say, disappointments last season?
Well, when I got asked the question, I was thinking, obviously, Declan Rice, I was thinking Gabriel, because these guys are so important. Gabriel, I think now is probably Arsenal's most valuable player. You take him out the side, I think they might struggle because he adds that physicality. So, well, Arsenal are going to go to a title. I could have went Declan Rice, could have went Gabriel. I just thought, and I've watched Liverpool in pre-season, and Florian Wirtz looks like a different man. He's muscled up. He looks physically strong. As we said, we saw flashes last year. Listen, it could be João Pedro, it could be Estevao. When you've got so many brilliant players to try and choose from, I just went a little bit outside the box, and I'm just probably hoping with a little bit of a red head on like Luis, thinking surely Florian Wirtz is so good and so talented, he can't be that quiet again.
I don't know.
We don't know.
But you know what? That's why my opinion doesn't matter. It's you guys. You guys are the experts. I also chose Mo Salah to be my player of the year last year, so that just goes to show you how much I know. All right, well, thanks a whole lot to our Luis Garcia, who's put in the absolute shift here today. We're going to get Shaka Hislop's predictions tomorrow, but don't forget, ESPN FC, we are available 7 days a week again. Make sure to tune into tomorrow's shows for Shaka's prediction. Kay Murray will be back, and the return of Craig Burley.